Alrighty, y'all. I wasn't gonna do a another Kentucky Ballistics reaction right away, but some of my comments told me about this video, which is called "My 50 Cal Exploded." Um, so in the video I reacted to before, he kept mentioning like it made his neck like the stuff he was doing made his neck tickle, and how he mentioned his accident several times, basically, and I kept wondering what the accident was. Well, someone in my comments told me that in 2021 he had his 50 cal explode, and he had a video going over it. So we're gonna give this a watch. I've been told that it is quite shocking, the like how bad it actually was. So I'm going into this very worried. Let's get into it.
What's up, everybody? My name is Scott.
Wow, okay, right off the rip. Something busted in his hand, busted nose, and there's the there's the stitching on his neck. So, yeah, it's actually worse than I thought it was, because I thought it was just like shrapnel in the neck. It seems like more happened than that, which is just awful.
And I'm going to tell you about how my 50 cal exploded, and I almost bit the dust about 2 weeks ago.
Turn it down.
So I know a lot of you are probably wanting me to explain my injuries, and I'm going to do that, but I think it's best we start from the beginning.
Yeah,
I know
please,
some of you are going to try to skip around in this video. I highly recommend you stay tuned and listen to all of this. But for those who are going to skip around, let me clear something up first. This was not the Barrett that we torture tested, and this was a complete freak
I believe
accident.
he's smart enough. I believe he's smart enough to not use a gun that he torture tested or did anything to. I mean, it seems like he's done this for years, so I would imagine he has a lot of like rules and stuff to keep him and his film partner or partners safe, whoever's out there with him. I'm not sure. I'm assuming sometimes it's just a bipod, or tripod, sorry, not bipod. A bipod wouldn't fucking work.
He had to have caused this. So April 9th, 2021, we come out here to shoot a fire hydrant with some slap rounds.
This is gonna make me sound dumb, but what is a slap round? If anyone could tell me that in the comments, because I have not a clue what that means.
Using my Serbu RN50. So we have the Serbu RN50 with the 36-inch long heavy barrel, and we're gonna go ahead and go big or go home and start out with this. This is a 50 BMG slap tracer round.
50 cals are already just fucking dangerous as it is.
But this one actually hit true to where I was aiming. We hit right here. And you can see that thing is smoking. And then we blew right through the back of this thing. Everything was going pretty smooth. We shot the fire hydrant several times, but the slap rounds were acting a little funny. One of the slap rounds hit like 1.5 feet low and to the right. I say we hit it with one more slap round, but this time aim for the thickest part of the fire hydrant.
I still don't know what a slap round is, but if they're this inconsistent, that's sketchy. Okay, notice how much larger the muzzle flash is compared to the first slap round. So let's go back. That's still a pretty big muzzle flash, but that's the weaker round from what I'm gathering. Oh shit! Okay, so that was like 3 times the size. That was almost 3 times the size of flash. That's fucking wild. If he's managed to, if the gun did like that hot of a round, that's the term, right? When they have like too much powder or whatever, hot. If it handled that hot of a round, how bad was the one that made it go boom? Because wow.
The gun was functioning normally, as it always has. I've been using this gun for a long time now, and I've never had any issues out of it. So before all this happened, we took one last shot, and it was actually really, really cool. The round was stuck out the back of the fire hydrant. This is a 50 BMG silver red tip armor piercing incendiary tracer.
That is a mouthful.
So we went through the top of the fire hydrant. Look at that. Oh my gosh.
It seems like a 50 cal wouldn't get stuck in a fire hydrant. I don't know. especially with all the shit he said the bullet was incendiary armor piercing whatever tracer. I feel like it should just blow through that shit. But again, I'm not like I know guns, but I'm not like a gun head, if that makes sense.
Just stuck out the back. After that, I decided I was going to take one last shot with a slap round and try to hit the thickest spot on the fire hydrant. So before I loaded my last slap round, I know that there was no barrel obstruction because I literally found the round in the fire hydrant. But this last round that I loaded into my Serbu RN50 was a very, very hot round, and I had no idea. And there's really no way for me to have ever known that this round was as hot as it was. So here you can see me taking the last shell casing out, and now I'm loading in the slap round.
This is the one that explodes,
I screw the cap
I
on all the
assume.
way, and the gun closes completely, and everything is functioning as normal. And one thing is something someone may mention is maybe I didn't screw the cap on all the way. Well, you can clearly see the cap is screwed on all the way, and this gun actually will not close if the cap is not screwed on all the way. So
Were people actually trying to like justify this as his fault? I'm like, he's like going through this like he has to explain that he was like being safe and doing everything properly. Were people trying to blame him?
everything was functioning good on the gun. What I didn't know was the slap round that I put inside it was extra, extra hot. And
I was right, yes. They call it hot when it has like too much or too little powder.
I had no idea, and there's really no way for me to have ever known. These rounds are extremely rare, and they're very old. They're like $100 a piece.
Okay, so I'm gonna look it up. What is a slap round? What is a slap round? A slap round, a saboted light armor penetrator. Okay, so it's an armor penetrating round. A specialized armor piercing bullet using a lightweight core, often tungsten, inside a plastic sabot or sleeve that fits a larger cartridge size, but falls away after leaving the barrel, allowing a smaller, faster projectile to penetrate heavy armor. Okay, that makes sense. So would that be military ammo then? That sounds more military to me.
These aren't manufactured anymore, and really there's no way you can really know
$100 a round is fucking
happened to them
absurd.
over time as they've passed hand to hand. I was under the impression that these were genuine military surplus rounds.
Yes, okay, military. All right.
With. So now I'm gonna actually show
That's
you.
That's sketchy shit. For I hope that him and any other gun tubers honestly stay away from secondhand ammo from now on, because holy hell, like that's it's not worth it, man.
What happened? It's not graphic. All the graphic stuff happened after the fact, and I'm going to tell you all about that.
Okay, I'm glad I don't have to see gore of this man, because that would be bad.
What happened to me that day?
How bad is it? Fuck! Okay, yikes. It actually like fully disassembled itself in front of him. That is awful. Dude, his hat went flying. I want to take this frame by frame if I can. Can I do that? Playback speed. Put it to this. Go. I want to see what takes his hat. If the metal hits it or something else hits it. Even that's fast as shit. Oops, I'm fucking up. It's so fast, I can't tell. Something had to have hit his hat. That's not just an explosion. And then these, I've never shot one personally, but the barrel of a 50 cal is like 20 pounds at least, and it is I mean, the back of it has flipped 5 to like 8 feet in the air. Okay, back to normal speed. I was trying to get a better view of what happened, but it still too fast even at a quarter speed. So yeah, it literally just disintegrated in his hand.
So when I
basically
pulled the trigger, the gun exploded almost immediately. So the
Correct.
first thing that went was this cap. And this cap is solid steel, and it is very, very heavy.
Is that what broke his nose?
The threads are sheared off of this.
Holy shit. If you're shearing threads that are meant to withstand the pressure of a 50 cal bullet, you'd have to almost, I'd assume, double or triple the pressure that is like being pushed back against that.
This gun completely. I spoke with Mark Serbu, and he said that normal pressures are 55,000 psi. And for those threads to have sheared off and this cap to have just blown off like that, we're looking at over 85,000
Not quite double. Okay.
psi. So the cap.
That's still so much pressure. That's like, that would, if that like detonated in a person, they're gone.
That blows off. It's kind of hard to put these on because of my little nose brace. I'll explain. But
sorry,
safety glasses are on, and this cap, you can see this little crescent here.
Yeah, it saved his eye
right there. I'm not really.
Let this be a PSA to anyone who hasn't seen this. Wear your safety stuff. It's there for a reason. The only reason he still has an eye is because of those glasses.
Not sure which way, probably more like this, but it struck me in the face. When this cap hit me in the face, it broke my orbital bone in 3 spots, here, here, and here. It also broke my nose, and that's why I have this on. I've had to have facial surgery to repair all this. Here's the really bad part though. On this lower, normally there's these 2 ears that stick up right here. And this is what prevents you from closing the gun when the cap's not on all the way. If the cap is on all the way, it will fit perfectly right here with those ears pushed up against it. When the cap blew off the gun, it came straight back, shearing those ears.
Holy hell. That is, it's almost just like, how do I want to phrase this? It is almost shocking the amount of destruction that this one bullet caused. Like, I know a 50 cal is already an insane bullet, but for it to dismantle, I assume this is steel, all of it's steel, and that is at least a 1/4 inch of steel that it is breaking off on both sides. Like that is like disgusting. And the fact that he even has a hand still is actually kind of like, praise God. Like, it legitimately, he had God on his side.
Off the lower. One of these is still at the hospital, and this is the one we found. This one zipped right past my head, went inside my hat.
I knew it. Something, it went in his hat. That's what took his hat off like that. I knew it wasn't just the explosion. He could have died by if his head was even remotely in a different spot, he would have died to that shrapnel. It would have killed him. That is, holy crap.
Blew a hole through it and took it off my head, what appears 7 to 8 feet.
Yeah,
now,
it
the
flew.
other one is what almost ended me. The other ear hit me.
Wow, that is so much worse than I thought. It looks like it went in there. Can you guys see my mouse? Yeah, you can. It looks like it went in there. It went in there, and it had to have hit something if he was in the hospital.
It proceeded to lacerate my jugular vein.
Oh, that'll do it. Lacerate, that's just like just cut open, right? It's not severed. Yeah, okay. He didn't get it severed, he got it cut open. A severed jugular, you have like seconds to live from what I know. Again, I'm no medical expert or anything, so but yeah, anything to do with the jugular, like you're pretty much fucked. It's a miracle, walking miracle this guy is to be alive and telling the story.
And then punctured a hole in my right lung. As for my hand, my best guess is this is what did it. In the video, you can see that the stock almost disappears instantly.
Yeah, it did. It was gone.
I believe it came in a downward motion and hit my finger. You have your natural bend in your index finger.
Oh, it broke his finger, not his
This
hand.
bone right here looked like a V.
Oh.
So my finger looked like a big W. So back to the lacerated.
You know what? I'm glad he can laugh about it. Even this close to the accident, I'm really glad he can laugh about it.
The jugular. I've now been hit in the throat, and I'm not really sure what happened because when this cat
You got your
hit me in
shit
the face,
rocked by Metal
I
Mike
went
Tyson.
blind in my right eye instantly.
Oh, you went
I have
blind.
vision coming back now, and they say my eyes should make a full recovery.
Good.
But in that moment, I went completely blind in this eye, and it was like I had been punched. And I went backwards, and I landed on all fours. A lot of you wonder who is behind the camera in my videos. This is my dad.
Fucking up. Fucking things up. Let's go back.
On all fours. A lot of you wonder who is behind the camera in my videos. This is my dad. His name is also Scott.
His dad is very young looking to be his dad. I'm not gonna lie. They both take great care of themselves.
If he had not been out here with me, that
I was gonna say also he looks thinner in this video. And I shouldn't say thinner, like he's more muscular now. From the video I watched prior, he's bulked up like physically a lot.
Would have been it for me. He come running up and he let me know of my injuries because I was still in a daze. I've just been punched in the face by a big metal cap. And he let me know real quick that there was a hole in my neck and I was losing a lot of blood really fast. My dad shoved his thumb into my neck and said, put your thumb there.
That's a great dad.
Now that I'm aware of
That's
what's
such a
going
good
on,
dad.
I took my left thumb, I took my shirt, wrapped it in my shirt,
That's
and I
smart.
shoved it as far into my neck as possible. I was not aware that my jugular...
This right here is probably exactly what saved him. I'm not gonna lie to you. Anything to do with the jugular, like I said, you're pretty much dead. So him having pressure against it and trying to stop that bleeding is probably exactly what saved his life.
Was lacerated, but I did know this is really bad. I have a law enforcement background, and I've been trained in injuries and wounds and gunshots and things like that. And I know very well that if you get hit in the neck, it's not good because you can't tourniquet a neck.
No, you
After
cannot.
I plugged the hole, I applied extreme pressure, pinched my head down into my hand, and made a run for the truck.
I'm so shocked that he didn't go into shock.
Right near us. There's a trailer attached.
When it comes to immense pain and stuff like that, I'm so surprised he didn't go into like shock.
We took off, and this all happened in a matter of seconds. I would say under a minute. We were in that truck and just hauling tail into town.
Oh.
Something I forgot to mention, this upper weighs like 25 pounds. And you can see in the video,
it flings. It went like 8 feet in the air.
Off the table. So much pressure came out the back of this upper that it launched it off the table. It's an insane amount of energy that was thrown into my body. So now we're driving very fast into town. I am applying constant pressure to my throat and I'm breathing very slowly, trying to control my heart rate because the faster your heart rate, the faster you're going to bleed. My dad's driving, so I thought it would be nice of me to call the ambulance. My dad didn't agree with this, but I wanted to do it myself because I wanted to try and stay awake. I needed to
honestly
doing
smart,
something
very
to keep
smart.
myself conscious. If you have an iPhone, there's this nifty little feature on the side here, and if you hit that button one too many times, it'll call 911. This can be kind of annoying when you're trying to shut off your alarm in the morning, but when there's a lot of bodily fluids on your phone and you can't open it,
it's a good feature.
It comes
it's
in
an
really
annoying
handy.
feature sometimes, but it's a good feature.
911 and I let them know what had happened and that we were coming into town and they were going to send an ambulance to meet us halfway. There were several times where I thought I was going to pass out. And I knew if I passed out that was going to be it because my dad's driving. If I pass out, who's going to keep applying pressure to my neck to keep me
Yeah.
from bleeding out? Times like this,
The fact that he stayed conscious
really
is
need
shocking.
something to focus on, and I focused on my kids.
Aww.
I had their faces in my brain, and I just focused on them, and I fought as hard as I could.
Good.
I stayed conscious the entire time. We met the
That's
ambulance halfway.
shocking.
They got me loaded up. And
this dude, besides actually being a unit of a man, is an absolute fucking warrior for that, because, like I said, it's a miracle that he, one, didn't go into shock, and two, he probably lost so much blood that losing consciousness was probably like, he only did it through probably sheer willpower, because when you lose so much blood, you are very, like, your body shuts down. It tries to, like, slow the heart rate and put you unconscious.
we took off towards the hospital, and like I said, I know that I was in a bad spot, and I don't know if you know this, but if your jugular is completely severed, you have 30 seconds. I knew that being hit in the throat, I may not have much time, but the closer we got to the hospital, the more my confidence built, and I thought, hey, maybe I'm gonna be all right. When I was in the ambulance, I asked them to cut my shirt off because I was having trouble breathing, and I thought maybe I'd been hit in the chest as well. They cut my shirt off. There wasn't anything there, but when I got to the hospital, they x-rayed me, and they said my right lung had collapsed because it had filled with blood, and that was from this little guy here puncturing my lung as well. So from there,
Oh, wow.
they had to intubate me while I was wide awake, and I tell you, that is not fun. Take this long metal rod with a point on it, and they stick it through your rib cage, and it wasn't fun. After that, I
doesn't sound
was feeling
fun.
a little better. I could breathe a little better. And then they wanted me to take my thumb out of my neck, and I was like, we're not taking my thumb out of my neck. You just wrap it up with some tape and stay there. But they told me I had to take my thumb out of my neck. So they had a bunch of gauze and packing, and as soon as I pulled it out, they packed my throat. When I pulled my thumb out, that's when I saw my finger, and they said that I audibly said, oh, that's not good, because my finger looked like a big W. They informed me after that they were gonna have to life flight me to Vanderbilt Hospital in Nashville, Tennessee. Very, very good hospital with very, very good doctors, obviously. I mean, you're alive, so
kudos to them.
Vanderbilt Hospital. You guys are the best. So now they're about to knock me out, and at this moment, I realized that this may be the last time that I see my wife or see my dad, because once they knock you out, you
either wake up or you don't.
Either they're gonna fix you or you're not waking up. My wife had arrived. I called her in there, I held her hand, and we had words, and then I called my dad in to pray. And after that, I remember waking up in Vanderbilt Hospital, hooked up to...
Wow. Oh, it's so much worse, like, when you see it, like, the day of. Wow. Fingers fucked up. That is awful. It's so much worse looking than it is now. He's lucky to have an eye, actually, even with the glasses.
Every machine possible. I'm gonna throw some pictures in here. So they did a number on me. So you can see this cut here, and this actually goes all the way down to right here.
Wow, they opened him up, lung,
they had to open up my chest completely. They cut me completely open, just like open heart surgery. They told me a guy my size should hold 6 to 8 units of blood.
Oh boy, here we go. How much?
Total, from all the blood I lost from the initial injury and the surgeries, they had to give me 5 units. There was also a chance that I could have had a stroke. To repair your jugular vein, they have to pinch it off. Well, your jugular vein supplies the oxygenated blood to your brain.
Correct.
So they can only pinch it off for so long. They pinch it off, they repair it, then after that, when they open it back up, all that blood rushes into your brain, and there's a chance you can have a stroke. Praise God, I did not have...
Yeah, legitimately praise God. Every single part of this has been a miracle. Not only that he survived with a lacerated jugular, but he lost 5 units of blood and didn't go unconscious and didn't go into shock, and he didn't have a fucking stroke when they fixed him up. Like, every part of this has been a miracle. Like, praise God, man.
Stroke as well. As for my hand and my face, they had to do surgery on that as well. I have pins in my finger to hold it in place. And like I said, they had to repair my orbital bone in 3 spots. As you can see, they cut me here and right here. And they also cut inside my mouth, all the way back here to the front to be able to get to all of those spots. So I had a breathing tube in, but I still wanted to talk. I wanted to know what had happened to me and what was going to happen. Well, my nurse, Cody, shout out to that guy, best nurse ever, brought me a dry erase board so that I could write and ask questions.
Aww.
I wanted to talk to my wife. Well, he would call her for me, and then I would write out what I wanted to say, and he would say it over the phone for me, and then I could sit there and talk to my wife. Also, I really wanted a mellow yellow. I was craving it so bad. When I was
Why mellow yellow though?
From everything,
whatever. People have different tastes.
And he peeked his head in. He was like, "Can you eat and drink now?" I said, "Yeah." And he handed me a mellow yellow. Coolest nurse ever. So for about
that's
2
a good
days,
nurse.
That's
someone that loves what they do.
Of my chest, 1 tube coming out of my right side, and 1 tube coming out from behind my collarbone to drain everything around my lungs. And I had to carry this little vacuum pack with me. They removed those really quick. I'm healing extremely fast. They kicked me out of trauma within a few days. Good. This happened on April 9th, which is a Friday. I went home the following Saturday. There is a lot more to this story when it comes to my injuries and everything that I had to do to overcome them. Long story short, I shouldn't be standing here. I should be 6 foot under.
You
and if it wasn't for God,
legitimately, praise God.
So I know there's one big question that you're all wondering. What's going to happen to Kentucky Ballistics, and am I going to keep making videos? And the answer to that is absolutely.
Well, we know the answer.
I'm not going to quit.
I found this dude years legitimately just a few days ago. So yeah, he's still going.
Doing what I love because of a freak accident. There's nothing that can keep me from continuing on. I love what I do, and I appreciate every single one of you. I am healing at a Wolverine rate. I am healing so fast.
Good.
That really a lot of people have been kind of confused at how fast I'm healing. That's God. He's healing me quick.
Good.
And I'm going to keep making videos, and I cannot wait to get back out here. I have some videos planned, and I think you're going to like them. It's going to be some really funny stuff. Also, I know there's going to be a good bit of you that want to support me while I'm
That's
healing.
awesome. I just read that. I think he's had it on the whole fucking time.
But I don't want to do a GoFundMe or anything like that.
That shirt is awesome.
If you want to help me out, I want you to get something out of it too. So we got some new shirts.
Has he had that on the whole time? No, he hasn't. Okay, I'm not dumb.
The doctors told me that if it wasn't for this thumb, that I would have died. This thumb saved my life. And my wife came up with this saying. She said, "Just put a thumb in it." And I thought that was the funniest thing ever. So that's what we're going with.
His wife is awesome. I'm gonna say it. I don't know if he's ever shown her or anything, but I just off of that, his wife's awesome.
We have "Just Put a Thumb in It" shirts. I think these are awesome. And if you want to support me, there's a link in the description down below. They're available now. Pick you up a shirt and support Kentucky Ballistics. This is not my normal content and definitely not what you expected me to post this week, but this is something I felt like I needed to let you know. Again, this was a complete freak accident, and there's no way I would have ever known just how hot that round was until it was too late. So like I said, I'm healing really fast, and I'm gonna be back to it as soon as possible. But in the meantime, keep your eyes peeled for some pretty interesting videos I have planned and my update videos. Before I close this video, I just want to say how much I appreciate every single one of you. Thank you for making what I do possible. And I know that the majority of you are going to be extremely supportive right now, and I really, really appreciate that. Don't forget, if you want to pick up a shirt, there's a link in the description down below. And as always, my name is Scott. And you will most definitely see me next time.
Oh yeah. Oh, and he was shooting the same day. Let's go. Good for you, man. Let's go. Dude, that's awesome. And like he said, man, God was on his side. That is amazing. As always, go check him out. And if you haven't gone and saw the original, go see the original. Give it a like. This man is awesome. I can just tell he's a great person off of the 2 videos I've watched of him. And yeah, thanks for recommending me this. If you guys have something else you want me to watch, please let me know. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.